Okay. So hello and welcome to our ninth grade open house. I am Miss Annie Hassler. I'm one of the high school counselors, and we are joined tonight by a group of ninth grade teachers and student support team members. This open house is a bit different than ones we've had in the past, obviously because in the past we've been able to hold them in our school building. So we'd like to say thank you for joining us and that we appreciate your flexibility as YWCP and our nation as a whole continues to navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. Ninth grade, as we know, is an exciting time of transitions and personal and academic growth. And although we're not physically at school and around our students, the ninth grade team is really here to uplift and encourage and support all of our freshman scholars. So we hope that you are able to hear about some more about that tonight, what the teachers can do in order to best support the students as they work virtually. And you will learn more about your daughter's teachers and the supports that are available to her during virtual learning. I'd like to start with a video highlighting the key components of YWCP and the YWCP way.
Young Women's College Prep Charter School is Rochester's only all-girls public school. It opened its doors in 2012 and today educates more than 350 girls in grades 7 through 12.
Why YWCP? Because YWCP offers a safe, supportive learning environment for girls like me to develop our strengths and find our voice.
With smaller class sizes and dedicated, caring teachers, students at YWCP gain confidence and feel comfortable speaking up in class and taking on leadership roles. YWCP offers all of the advantages of an all-girls school combined with a rigorous curriculum and academic support that encourages girls to take on the challenge of accelerated classes. And YWCP gives every student a laptop to help her develop digital literacy and 21st century skills.
Why YWCP? Because YWCP's college prep curriculum helps girls like me build critical thinking and study skills, tools that'll carry me into college and beyond.
Our comprehensive college planning program includes at least 2 college visits every year and 2 dedicated college counselors who work with each student and her parents to guide them through the college application and financial aid process. In 2018, the school's first graduating class celebrated a 96% graduation rate, with 100% of graduates being accepted to college. Today, there are YWCP alumni on the campuses of more than a dozen colleges and universities, including RIT, St. John Fisher College, Nazareth College, the University of Buffalo, and Monroe Community College.
Why YWCP? Because YWCP offers opportunities for girls like me to participate in clubs and athletics.
With over 15 clubs and 18 sports teams at the modified, JV, and varsity level, there's something for everyone. Our experienced advisors and coaches ensure that each student develops her talents and feels like they're an important part of the team.
Why YWCP? Because at YWCP, there are no limits to what girls like me can achieve.
I love seeing our graduates, and then of course Melania was on there a few times. So we've had to adjust some of the activities that you saw in the video, such as our athletics program and our college visits, but that is not going away. We look forward to being able to get those up and running again at a time when we are fully able to go back to school. So now I'd like to start our staff introductions. I can introduce our YWCP administration team. We have Barbara Zelazny, who is our principal, and Ms. Sonia Pelra, who is our director of curriculum and instruction. And our 2 assistant principals are Crystal Rupp and Kwame Danko Hansen. Mr. Danko Hansen is new to YWCP this year. He has a ton of experience. He was at 58 and a few other schools before he transitioned to our school.
At YWCP, we have instructional coaches, and we have 3 instructional coaches. Instructional coaches are the experts in the teaching and learning of content for both teachers and students. They also provide leadership in the delivery and implementation of innovative instructional practices. Nikki Sinclair is the instructional coach for science and ELA. Joe Policia is the instructional coach for math, and Sarah Turk is the instructional coach for social studies.
Thank you. And now for the 9th grade team. So the teachers that your daughters see every day are going to introduce themselves. They're also going to share, they're going to share what subject they teach, their contact information, a virtual learning tip, and then an educational philosophy or quote that kind of speaks to what they do and teach.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Mrs. Odiak. I am one of the 9th grade teachers. I actually teach English, but on my slide there, you'll see that I also push into 7th grade English class, and I also teach AP Literature for the senior girls. So definitely the best way to contact me is my email. I have the app on my phone, so that will be probably the quickest way. I do have my personal phone number on there as well, so you are more than welcome to call or text that too if you need to reach me. And then I know, the girls are so big on social media, so last year when the school went virtual, I actually created a teacher Instagram, and they love kind of, relying on that to be able to contact me, so I try to check that regularly as well. The remote learning tip that I think is kind of crucial for girls to be successful is really kind of setting, like a routine for themselves or a schedule with reminders, just because I feel like, especially, at their current age, it's so easy to get distracted and, procrastinate or forget about certain assignments and things. So just kind of having that organizational skill and, practicing it early on definitely will set them up for success. For the quote I chose, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world.
Thank you, Mrs. Yu.
Hello, I am Shayna Craig. I teach intermediate algebra to most of the 9th graders, and there are some 10th graders in that course as well. And I also work with the 8th graders in Algebra 1. I have my contact info there, my email and my cell phone number. Best ways, they both go to my phone, but I also do have an Instagram page as well, Miss Craig YWCP. My remote learning tip, it's super important for girls to be staying on top of their grades because their grades are very visible. They're right on their dashboard. They see them daily. So checking in on that often and regularly. And if they're seeing that their grades dropping or getting to a point they don't like, contact the teacher immediately. I say if it drops below a 70%, contact a teacher then, because it'll be easy for them to get caught up, bring it to a high grade. Just don't let it slip. Like Ms. Yu said, procrastination is going to be the hardest thing this year with our girls. So making sure that they're on top of their dashboard, they're seeing a grade that they like. And then my quote, all things are difficult before they are easy. That's true in math, it's true in life. So there are some 9th graders that also have Miss Mistrella that was not able to be here today. Miss Mistrella teaches Algebra 2 to the 9th graders. She also teaches concepts of algebra and Math 7. She has her contact information there, and her remote learning tip is that when you are stuck on an assignment, make sure you go back and watch the recording. All of us record every single lesson, so if you have questions, it's easy to rewatch. And her quote is, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think.
Thank you, Ms. Craig. Those were great tips.
Hi, I'm Jillian Jardis. I am the 9th grade social studies teacher, Global 1 teacher, but I also teach the 12th graders participation in government and economics. My email is stated there. It's jjardis@youngwomenscollegeprep.org, as well as my teacher Instagram. Most of us I think all of us have teacher Instagram. So like all the amazing teachers before me said, that you can easily contact us very quickly because we all have all of these apps at our fingertips on our cell phones. So I have a few remote learning tips. Some of them are very similar to what the teachers before me said. Create a daily schedule. You know, a lot of times students get confused of what day of the week it is. So creating a schedule and having that almost right on their laptop for them, reminding them where they need to go and at what time. And then encourage my students to ask for help. I must give props to the 9th graders. I have seen quite a bit of them definitely reach out and own their education and send emails to all their teachers. They love contacting their teachers, which us as teachers absolutely love for them reaching out. I've never seen a group of students care so much about their education at such an early stage in their high school careers, which is absolutely amazing. So please continue to do that. And then my last learning tip is just create an intentional study space. A lot of us are working from home, have younger siblings working from home, parents working from home. So creating an intentional learning space, whether that's in your classroom, or excuse me, whether that's in your bedroom or at the kitchen table or somewhere, but creating a space where that's you're going to learn the best at. And then my quote, I believe I'm surrounded by amazing group of students that are strong, and I can't wait to get to know them. And I hope that I emulate being strong as well, and I get to teach strong women. So I'm proud of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jardis, and thank you to all the 9th graders that are reaching out for that extra support.
Sorry. Hi guys, I'm Ms. Phelps. I teach both living environment and environmental science. So I have mostly the 9th graders in environmental science. A few 8th graders are in living environment. So same methods to contact me: email, cell, Instagram. Those are all fine. The remote learning tip that I have: utilize your work periods, because that's the best way to stay caught up on your schedule. Don't think of those as a free time off to relax. Maybe take a 5 or 10 minute break, but really utilize that hour to tackle some of those assignments, especially those independent learning assignments. And then my quote: education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it. And that kind of goes along with that work period. So use your work period, and that's going to really help you guys to stay on top of your tasks. And then Miss Howe could not be here because she also teaches 7th grade science, which is going on at the same time. But she teaches environmental science for the 9th graders as well. And then her tips are: ask for help if you need it and utilize the lesson videos. One thing for environmental science, specifically remote learning tips, is I agree with Ms. Howe. Please watch the videos, because environmental science is very vocabulary heavy. So the more you watch the videos, the more that vocabulary becomes part of your second language. So it's very important that you really watch those videos and find other study tips to focus on vocab. And that's some of the science team, but I think there's more science people here.
Thank you, Ms. Phelps.
Thank you.
Hello, hello everyone. I'm Audrey Schild, and I teach Regents Earth Science to 9th and 10th graders. My contact information, my email at school is a good way to reach me, and also my phone number, my personal phone number. You can reach out to me anytime. My remote learning tips. especially in earth science. Keep up with your assignments. In earth science, there are a lot of assignments. There's a lot of content to keep up with and a lot of vocabulary. So it's best to keep up with it and not fall behind. Also, learn to use that reference table. We're focusing on using and learning the reference table right now to a great degree. And I have encouraged the girls to keep them handy during our live lessons. Also, if they should lose them or if they get worn out or damaged, they can email me anytime to get new copies. And the other thing is to contact me whenever they need help. I'm available every Monday and Tuesday afternoon from 3 to 4 on Zoom, and I am more than willing to set up a personal Zoom time with them if they need it. All they have to do is reach out to me, send me an email, and I can schedule that for them. My quote is, your education is the key to the future that you want to have. Don't be afraid to reach out for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Dr. Ariel Bise. I do not believe he could attend today, so I will read his slide. He can be contacted at his email address, his YWCP email. And his cell phone number is there. Dr. Bise's remote learning tip is the most significant value and tenant inside live lesson virtual classroom is not only to view the whole pedagogic stage design as a great teaching resource, but also as an exclusive and unique learning experience. And his reflection quote is, to learn a different language is to own the keys for expand your mindset and awareness about the meaning of culture, enhancing your vision and the purpose in your lifetime. So since he could not be here, his contact information is there if anyone does need to access him. It should be on our website as well.
Hi, I'm Mr. Fleming. I work in the G8Z. I'm going to read Mr. Dumais' slide. He's the gym teacher for the 9th grade. His remote learning tip is be present in live lesson every day. Teachers are here to help any way we can. We can set up a one-on-one Zoom to clarify anything. And his quote is, I've lost 300 games 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I fell over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan. I'm also going to read the slide from Ms. Delgado. She teaches health and also gym. Her contact is right there. She also has an Instagram at Delgado YWCP. Her remote learning tip is listen in class and ask as many questions. Don't just turn your computer on and go ahead. I go step by step by step. But if you are confused, email me. Her remote learning tool. Set aside time for learning. It's essential that you own your own learning process, managing your professional growth and development. If you are waiting to be told what to do, what to learn, you're not being proactive about your learning.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming.
Ms. Jardis, again, I'm going to do Mr. Ramos. He is our new music teacher to the building, and we are so honored to have him step into the YWCP faculty. So his contact information is there. All teacher and staff contact information all have the same last part at youngwomenscollegeprep.org, and it's just our first initial last name. So his is G. Ramos. He also gives his cell phone number there. He is a out-of-state area code, so please make note of that when you're texting or calling him. His remote learning tip is to stay focused and to ask for questions. If you need clarification, please communicate via chat, email, text, or phone call like you want if you want to succeed. And his quote is, I believe in learning and teaching through meaningful connections. I'm a violinist, conductor, and lifelong learner, and new member of the YWC family.
Thank you, Ms. Jardis.
This is Stephanie Senecal. She's unable to be with us tonight because she's at the 7th grade virtual parent meeting. But Ms. Senecal is in special education and she co-teaches in Science 7, Living Environment, and Earth Science. Her contact information is as you see it, and then there's her phone number. She can be reached anytime. She's very good about answering phone calls or emails. Her remote learning tip is communicate, communicate, communicate. Remote learning can be really hard. We are here to help you however we can, but unfortunately, we are not mind readers, especially when we cannot see your faces. Ask questions in class, ask to Zoom with your teachers outside of class, and let us know when you need help. And this is Danny Hoskins. She services grades 7 through 12, and she's the ESL teacher standing for English to Speakers of Other Languages. And there's her contact information. You can also text her. She's very good, as Ms. Senecal is returning phone calls right away or answering emails. Her remote learning tip, be kind to yourself and know your brain. We all have different learning styles. There is no right way to do hard things, but the wrong way will always be not trying. And then her quote is, one day you will thank yourself for not giving up.
Thank you, Dr. Huff.
Mr. Fleming again, and I'm going to read the student support. Ms. Davis Bernard is the high school counselor for last names M through Z. And we have our wonderful host for tonight, Ms. Hassler, who is a high school counselor, last name A through L. We have Ms. Shepard, who is our social worker. We have Ms. Claudette, who's our school nurse. We have Ms. Larkins, who is GHZ and student support, and Mr. Fleming, myself, GHZ and student support. So if a student has any issues or problems or just need a breather from life at school or home, we're there to talk to them and give them comfort. We have Mr. Marshall, who is also a part of the GHZ and student support. We have Ms. Bruce, who's also a part of GHZ and student support.
Thank you, Mr. Fleming.
No problem.
I want to introduce the office and technology support staff. If you've been into our building, I'm sure you have seen one or all three of our secretaries, Ms. Sanders, Ms. Welch, and Ms. Frederick. And then Mr. Douglas is our technology support. He is in charge of all of the Chromebooks and all of our internet and Wi-Fi hotspots and everything having to do with that. So if a student is having an issue with a Chromebook, usually they tell one of their teachers or their advisor, and then we work with Mr. Douglas to get that issue rectified. Then we have Miss Glenda Rudolph, who is our business office manager, and Miss Lindsay, who is the assistant to athletics and the assistant to Principal Zelazny. She's also been doing a lot of work on recruitment and enrollment for our school. So if anyone is new to YWCP since last year, you've probably worked with Miss Lindsay on that. Before we hit questions, I want to shift to a video that a lot of our students had a hand in creating. It shows a day in the life of a YWCP virtual learner. So let's take a look at what our students are doing as they are home and working from there.
Welcome to a day in the life of a YWCP virtual learner.
-2 goes up.
So a big thank you to all of the students who submitted videos of them working from home. I have to say, I just love that video. And one of the things about our school closure is that we're so used to seeing students at school and in our school environment. It's been really cool to see students, as you can on that video, kind of creating their own classroom and their own workspace and using some of the tips that we have heard from teachers today. So I have not been able to check the chat, but I have seen it going off. So I'm going to look at that, see if there are any questions. And also people can, at this time, unmute themselves. Okay, just some positive feedback about quotes. But if anyone has any questions at this time, you can feel free to unmute yourself and we can try our best to answer those questions you may have.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
How can we keep track of if they're behind
Okay.
instead of waiting until the quarterly report?
That's a very good question. So every student in PCX is able to, when they sign on to the website, there's like a little box, I think they're called tiles. They can see all of their classes right there. And every class should show you the student's grade right when they sign in. And then if they were to click on one of the tiles, let's say that Miss U's English 1 class, if they clicked on that, then they can see all of the assignments and they can see whether or not they've completed them. And there is an option called the to-do list where a student can see any assignments they have not yet completed for a course.
But there's no way for us to get in there.
You would have to, yeah, you would have to for now get in with
her
the student.
credentials.
Yes, but we are close to, I know our tech team and our administrators are working on a way to have parent accounts. So parents can also have a PCX account to sign on and see their child's information.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Is there anything teachers want to add to that? I want to make sure I gave the correct info there.
Ms. Hassler, I'm just going to jump in and say real quickly that parents can just and guardians can stay just on that main page in Pearson. There's a to-do list that literally shows all of the things the students owe for all of their classes. So you wouldn't actually even have to go into each of their courses. You could just have your daughter or in your case, Ms. Roberts, your granddaughter, just sign in, and then just on the main page, there's a word to-do list, and she clicks on that, and you literally see anything that she possibly owes for all of her classes in one spot for you.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Off of that, that to-do list is great, but there's sometimes some confusion with it because there's a green check mark that appears next to the assignments, and students think, oh, that green check mark means I did it. Unfortunately, that's not what it means. It means that a grade went in for it. But if it's still on that to-do list, that grade was probably a 0 because it's past due. So that green check mark, just because it's there, doesn't mean it's done. Just that some things went in.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Looks like I'm going to have to learn Instagram.
Emails too. Emails are, I know people check them constantly throughout the day. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have any other questions? Okay. Okay, here is some just overall contact information for our school. There is the main office phone number and their office hours. They are open currently. While school is closed, they are still open for business. If, let's say, you move and you need to complete the change of address paperwork, you can always stop into the main office Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30, and Fridays from 8 to 3. And our website is youngwomenscollegeprep.org. There's the link to our Facebook page. And then we have a school Instagram account, in addition to all of the separate accounts that the teachers have for their classes. We are also utilizing an app called the Remind app. I'm sure that some of you are already signed up, but here are the instructions for that. In addition to some of the phone calls you get home and the mailings, the Remind app, I think we all are pretty comfortable using our phones for things now. So this would send important updates to your phone on school information. Let's say we had an upcoming day off for a superintendent's conference day, or we just needed to share some health and safety information. That can all come through your phone through this Remind app. So there are the instructions to sign up for that. And that was all we had for our PowerPoint. So if there are not any other questions, that was the agenda for tonight. Did you guys enjoy that video with the students? I know I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you to everybody.
You're welcome.
Oh, when are the next sports?
Oh, did Mr. Dunko Hansen just leave?
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, I do know. I did see in the news, I think cheer is postponed, volleyball is postponed. That was a state guided decision. I believe we are offering bowling, but Miss Craig, were you in an athletics meeting?
I was, yes.
Okay.
So I can speak to that question
Thank
a little
you.
bit. So we are in the private parochial league. So our league is still going to be going forth, as in we will be participating in winter sports. We don't know that officially yet, but bowling is considered low risk. So we are pretty sure bowling will start. That start date would be November 30th. Basketball is considered high risk, but if there's some way we do get approved to continue with that, that would also start November 30th. November 30th is that winter sports date.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Craig.
Thank you.
Ms. Hassler, I have one question, and it's just to one parent I possibly don't know. I'm sorry. You're listed as 959627. I just would like to know who your daughter is, because I'm giving my students extra credit for their parents showing up. So I would just like to be able to give your daughter some extra credit.
Hello, hi. I'm Tyara's mom, Tyara Johnson.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to all the parents and students for coming on.
Well, if no one has any additional questions, this video will be posted on our website and probably our Facebook page. So that is an easy way you can find the contact information that was shared today. So I want to thank all of the teachers for coming out tonight and sharing their information and their tips for remote learning. And of course, thank you to the parents and students who joined us as well. I know the staff is very dedicated to supporting students. Once once we're aware of an issue, we can work with them. So please contact us, phone call, email, check our Instagrams, do anything you might need to do in order to get some extra help. Okay, so thank you again, everybody, and have a good evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.